Expect me, nigga, like you expect Jesus to come back. Expect me, nigga. I'm coming. Expect me, nigga, like you expect Jesus to come back. Expect me, nigga. I'm coming.
You two are still thinking before you move, rather than just moving. I'm afraid this habit is especially strong with you, Vegeta. This overthinking is limiting your fighting speed. Messages can only travel through your nervous system so fast. When you rely on thoughts for physical action, you lose precious fighting time.
You really do like to overthink everything, Vegeta.
Oh, shut your face! You're only thinking less because you're an idiot!
Your end goal should be to master the ability to have each part of your body think and move independently of the other parts. But I admit this is exceedingly difficult. In fact, not even Lord Beerus has mastered it, and he's a god. If you can overcome the learning curve, you'll be able to avoid any danger, however severe. In view of the circumstances, Goku made an excellent choice. With limited stamina, he needed to win quickly. And a close-range Kamehameha had the power his punches lacked. With the superior reflexes of Ultra Instinct, he knew he could avoid her onslaught while he charged up, then unleash everything in one attack to knock Kefla out.
It may have worked this time, but I doubt he'll be able to use that trick again. He'll have to face Jiren and whoever else attacks.
You're right, Master Roshi. If only he could punch without thinking, too.
That is the hardest aspect of Ultra Instinct. Skilled martial artists think constantly in battle, probing for weaknesses and devising the best assault. Goku's melee attacks were underwhelming because he was still trying to command his body consciously, thus sending contradictory signals to his muscles that were moving independently through Ultra Instinct. To succeed, he must learn to let go, separating his conscious mind from his body so the subliminal can take over. The question is whether he can do this in the short time remaining in this contest. It's a most fascinating development to watch.
Breaking it down, so migate, this is where the wordplay kicks in. Usually it's used to mean selfish or egotistical. And when you break it down though, so kate on its own is selfish, or doing things the way you want them to. And like kate ni suru is just to do things your own way. And then mi is body, but it's literally body, but it's also often used by extension to refer to yourself. And we see this also with, recently with 17's attack, him sacrificing himself. The term they use is sutemi. And this is literally to throw away your body, but in this case, it's not, they mean throwing away yourself rather than your physical body. It's like the more general concept of who you are, sacrificing yourself for others. And then, so it's that same more abstract use of the word me, body, which is how migate is usually used to mean. And so, again, it's just doing things how you want them to do, your own way. And so by extension, that means being selfish or egotistical. But the big joke is that when you break it up like that to have body on one side and then on its own on the other, then that has the pun of meaning your body moving on its own, which ties into what Whis explained when he's training Goku and Vegeta, where he's saying you have to train yourself so that your body can react on its own without you having to think conscious thoughts, because conscious thoughts, there's a limit to how fast you can react.
According to the Zen masters, Mushin is operating when the actor is separate from the act and no longer thoughts interfere with the action, because the unconscious act is the most free and uninhibited. When Mushin functions, the mind moves from one activity to another, flowing like a stream of water and filling every space. For example, if a kid runs out in front of your car, you automatically stop the brakes. If I throw a ball at your face, you'll more than likely raise your hands to catch it without thinking. And in martial arts, when you've done countless practice drills, you can naturally react from muscle memory. Think of the scene from The Karate Kid, where Mr. Miyagi has Daniel do all those daily chores, and then weeks later when he is confronted about if his training is even working, he is able to effortlessly defend Miyagi's attacks because he follows such a repetitious nature.
And the thing about mastery of self-movement, or in this case Jeet Kune Do, or whatever you want to call it, also Mushin too is the same principles as Jeet Kune Do. And we're talking about the real life Mushin, the Japanese Mushin, not the anime version, the fictional one. Because, you know, in anime we have ki, which is throwing fireballs at each other, for lack of a better term, but in real life we also have ki. Same thing, they take a factual concept and make it into a fantasy, you know, overblown thing. But Mushin's the same thing, and I just wanted to kind of talk to you about that, you know, when it comes to Jeet Kune Do. From my understanding, this mastery of self movement is not necessarily just something that you can do in martial arts. It's a principle that the human body can do, because athletes can do it. You know, you always wonder, like, how can Larry Bird pass a ball so fast? How can LeBron James and Kevin Durant just know so quickly where to be and how to shoot and land at least most of their shots? And I think a lot of it is through repetition.